Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we have the pleasure of talking about the Dicker Max, which is the main reward for the Luxury Lounge event that already occurred, if I'm not mistaken, last year, or maybe it was 6 or 7 months ago, I can't really recall. But basically, you can get the tank for free if you have enough items in your garage. All the available resources that will get used into the events are cited right there, so you can easily see if yes or no you will be able to get it. Usually when Wargaming is giving out free tanks, and specifically premiums, they are average at best, if not really bad. And here for the Dicker Max, let's say that it got buffed in the 9.4 update on two things, the aim time and the gun dispersion, which means that the tank now is more accurate. But to be fair, even with those buffs, it still is an average tank and will probably be for the rest of its life an average tank. We are talking about a tank destroyer, which means that your gun will be impeccable. 2.9 seconds of aiming time, which is great. Gun dispersion at 0.32, which is good for this tier. 2.2 thousand DPM, good enough. Reload time 8.5 seconds. And for the penetration, 180 with your regular, 250 with your gold shell, 53 with the HE. The average damage 310 with the only gun you have. I was about to say with the last gun, but you only have one. But there is something very special, the 15 degrees of gun depression. So I think that you get it by now with this tank, knowing that you don't have any armor at all. What you want to do is making sure to find either an all down position, but an extremely step one, in order for you to only show your gun to your opponents. And if you manage to do that, you should have some fun. But it's the only aspect of the tank that is cool, because for the rest, the tank mobility is average and you do not have any armor. I would like to come back on what I said. I told you that the Dicker Max was average, which is partially true. The tank is not average because of its statistics, but rather because of how the maps and the gameplay in general in this game will force you to play it. What I mean by that is that, of course, if you find the perfect position with the Dicker Max, meaning that you only use the last 2 degrees of gun depression, therefore going at 13-15 degrees angle, and only show your gun, you can have some great fun, because after all, 310 alpha damage for 8.5 seconds of reload is definitely decent. But the problem is that the maps are not necessarily suitable. Picture this. You know one spot and one spot only on each map where you do have the possibility of using your 15 degrees of gun depression. You find the spot, you get there, you start waiting for your opponents to come, and nobody comes because they go on the other side. This is the kind of thing that will be frustrating and will lead into you not doing too much damage. This is exactly the problem you are going to face using the Dicker Max. The problem is, or I should say, maps, players, and the game overall, how it's going to last, how it's going to be. So, knowing this, what I can advise you to do with the tank is always going with the rest of your team and find a position after. Because of course, with your poor armor, if you go on one side totally alone, you will not be able to do anything. That being said, there is another thing to take into consideration. The fact that with this tank, you are going to lack something very important in my opinion, which is ammunition. When you take a look at the number of shells I'm carrying, if I'm really on a big game, it's possible, if I miss a lot of shells, that you will run out of ammo pretty soon. It's a little bit infuriating, but I guess this is something Wargaming will maybe buff in the future, like they did with the Heavy-1A3. I can't really tell you. Alright, so now focus on the game. You see that I went straight with the rest of my mediums. What I wanted to do is getting those 15 degrees of gun depression from this position right there. Unfortunately, as I can't get 15 degrees of gun depression and get something probably closer to 10 degrees, the Panther that was here could easily snap some shells on me. I want to remind you that your tank is so lightly armored that even people will penetrate you into the gun mantlet, which means that if you are spotted, you are kind of done with this tank if they chose to snap some shells too. Luckily for me, it seems like the Shiri is a shell magnet because I'm not taking any shots, and that's for the best. But you see that, and you're gonna see it, I should say, that the problem for someone that likes to play aggressive, such as me, is that you will not necessarily find the best way of playing the Decremax. And this is exactly what I wanted to highlight with this gameplay. Yes, I did some damage because I managed to get myself more than 2k, but in the end, when you take a look at how it finished, if I just stayed in my tank destroyer position and waited for the opponents to come, maybe that I will have been able to do more damage. Of course, it resulted in a defeat because when you are up against 3 players that are rushing you, there is no way you win with the Decremax except if you're extremely lucky, and I'm a rack all of them. So what I'm going to propose to you right now is going for a live battle. This way, we are going to try to catch the real feeling of playing the Decremax and try to see how this tank can either be total dog shit or a great tank. And to do this, I need to find a good gun depression position. So what I'm going to do is going with the rest of my mediums, because of course without armor at all you do not want to rush alone, and hopefully we're going to find a great position. I'm probably going to try the position the P43 anniversary is taking here, because I feel like with 15 degrees I should be able to do something. But unfortunately I'm scared of something, the fact that we are not going to encounter anyone. But let's see, I'm behind a bush from a 15-degree angle position, having the best time of my life, and now I'm probably gonna get spotted, am I? Yeah. Okay, I just got spotted. After all, that's not necessarily a problem, as long as we can sneak some shells. No. Okay, they are all trying to sneak some shells at me. Not a problem. I'm gonna try to show myself. Oh, come on. Why am I shooting only the red part? This sucks, and I'm getting spotted all the time at the same time. Gosh. Alright, sneaking 2 shells. Let me try, and another one maybe. Hopefully we can get in. Yes, we can. Alright, you see that from the distance, even if we get spotted a couple of times, we can work. Let's see if the Basoto or whatever. Come on, this is pure bullshit. What the hell is that thing made of? Why am I shooting only the red parts? It's even harder to penetrate the... not to penetrate, because of course I don't penetrate. But it's harder... Oh my gosh! My gosh! Please, Wargaming! Stop freaking... Oh my gosh, I should have killed that thing at least 3 times. Okay, anyway. It's not over. Not over. There is the Panther. We're gonna deal with the Panther first. It's going to be problematic if we don't. Alright, come on. He's gonna try. No, he's not coming. And you see, do you see what is boring with the Decremax currently? I'm stuck to that position because of my mobility and also because of the way you're supposed to play the tank, which means that if my team pushes without me, there is nothing I can do. I can just stay in the back and wait for opportunity. And it's extremely frustrating to have to play this way. And I mean, it's not fitting my playstyle, that's all I'm saying. Come on, can I help the guy? Of course not, because he went too far. Yes, I can't do anything. My mobility is not good enough, and I'm gonna get destroyed the same as before. Maybe I'm gonna be lucky after all, who knows. Okay. Can we kill the Panther? Yes, we can. We got unlucky, as always. Come on. I'm gonna die, am I? Yeah, it's over. Yeah, you see... Do you see the problem with the Decremax? Now, I found a position. There is only one that was working from the distance. This is the one I took. Of course, my teammates did not follow, which implied that I had to die. Because when you are against many opponents, there is nothing you can do. And this is why I think the Decremax is average and not a worthy tank, because it's a tank with which you're going to get bored pretty soon. If you have some money, I would advise you instead to take the SU-100Y, which is maybe less gun depressional. I don't know how to say that. It has less gun depression, but it's definitely more fun because of its mobility, allowing you to push with the rest of your team. This is what the Decker Max is lacking, and as long as Wargaming doesn't buff the mobility, in my opinion, it's going to keep it that way. And this is probably why they are giving it away, because they know it's not going to be a game-changing tank. So hopefully you enjoyed. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like, and share, and tell me in the comments if you agree or not with my opinion on the tank, because I know that a lot of people out there will tell me that the Decker Max is their first lover, because it seems like a lot of people actually like to play with this tank, but I never see one in battle, so please explain. Hopefully, I'm gonna see you soon for a new video. I was about to say battle, but no video. And take care. See ya.